Welcome back, everybody. Pancakes here with the guys. We're here to talk about and discuss The Mandalorian Season 3. I'm going to kick it to these guys first to give their thoughts on the most recent season of The Mandalorian.
This season, as a whole, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought that right off the bat, I thought it was great. I feel like, though, it was probably the weakest of the three. Not saying it's a bad thing, but we still had a lot of great action. We still had a lot of great characters. One episode in particular.
Yes.
We had probably like one of the better stories coming around. We had a fantastic ending, which seemed to me that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, seemed like that this was actually a series finale, because you could finish probably The Mandalorian just right here, and it would be like, you know what, that's satisfactory. That's a nice, neat little bow to put on a series, and I think it was it ended pretty great. I thought it ended pretty well. Again, visuals phenomenal, acting phenomenal. All the other characters, I think everyone else is gonna jump in on me for that one. So
something
guys,
dark.
Yeah, it was good. It's very good.
My issue with the whole thing is, you're right, it was the weakest of the three seasons, but also I didn't like the ending to this.
This is a new beginning.
Really?
You're right. It seemed like it was like they were ending the series, even though they're supposed to be having a movie after this. But
for others,
I don't feel like. I think it was too
power.
simple. I think it was too like Little House on the Prairie type.
I think we got
been a while.
so accustomed to like
Things
that
have
big
changed.
shock value, like the ending of Season 2, the reveal
Yes,
of
I started hearing
Skywalker.
whispers.
Great.
Season 1 with
About Dawn's return.
Moff Gideon surviving, and so on and so forth.
As
Seeing
they
a
they
dark
just-
saber for the first time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, ultimately, like, it was a very strong
We have to prepare for
season
the worst.
Where, like, the beginning and middle, edging its way towards like.
There aren't many left.
And I would say nothing. There was left a lot to. There left a lot to. I mean, special in my opinion. The episode before then made it seem like it was this big thing. And get that. And like you said, we got mentions of Thrawn again. I mean, we know we're getting him soon.
Right,
But Big Grim, you're excited for that. But
They could have ended it. They could have ended it in a way where it could start off for Ahsoka. Instead, they were just like, "Yeah, well, I'm going to retire on my ranch, and I'm going to be a bounty hunter. Call me whenever you need me." Like, what?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this. I have an interesting question for the panel. Did the events that the Mandalorian went through during the Boba Fett, when they did Mando season 0.25, take away from this season 3?
I feel
No.
no, think about it. Wait, no, I think actually Pancakes, you're onto something, because if we got like those scenes where, and this is another thing that I had an issue with this season as well, is that I was expecting more Grogu development, and we didn't really see that. By the end, I felt
disagree.
like
I think we got some.
I felt like the season was starting to focus on his background. Like we had that amazing flashback scene that was like, we saw that Grogu is experiencing trauma, like from Order 66, and it's just like that didn't really go anywhere. And I feel like all the training that he got in that Boba Fett season from Luke Skywalker himself, like they were really building towards something that we were going to see some huge payoff with him by the end of this season, and we really didn't. So I feel like, if that was part of this season, I agree with you, Pancakes, that would have made things all the better.
What I'm saying is the reunion between Mando and Grogu this season, that epic episode of Boba Fett done this season with Ahsoka and Luke seeing them one more time. but they start off the season with them back together. That's what I'm getting at. Don't get me wrong. It was great what they did in Boba Fett, but that was supposed to be Boba Fett's show.
Right.
And the 2.5 Mandal part they could have put in this season. That's what I'm getting at with the point. Or it was fine the way they did it with beginning with the two of them back together.
Look, the Mandalorian episodes in Boba Fett were just filler for Boba Fett because they didn't have a clear-cut story for Boba Fett. I think that's what it is. All right.
It was just a lead up to have them fight together. That's really what it was.
Yeah, I mean, he was fighting the Power Rangers, but the point is, look, Mandalorian, in my opinion, it was great first season. It was awesome second season, and I feel like it dropped down to below the first season.
It's good. It's not.
It's good.
It's good.
And,
I'm not saying it was bad. It's just that I would have expected that they tie into Ahsoka or throw in like, just looking at Thrawn's back, something. But this was just like it was a lackluster ending.
On her own 2 feet. She doesn't need an intro for this. Yes, we saw her character come in the second season, but we don't need anything
2 years ago
alluding to her. We
2
don't
years ago
anything for that. She is a relevant character that people have not forgotten, will not forget anytime soon. But that actually I want to lead into this because this absolutely needs to be said. The glow up. And when I say the glow up, I'm talking about the man no one ever expected to come back into Star Wars, Ahmed Best. This man, people probably didn't know his name before this, or if they did, they laughed at him because this was the actor who played Jar Jar Binks in the prequels. To the point where this man was bullied and ridiculed for playing a character, literally just for doing his job.
Right.
I want to thank everyone at Disney, at Star Wars, for bringing this man back and making him the badass that we knew that he actually could be. Because yes, Johnny brought up earlier that we did see a bit of trauma with Grogu, but in that episode, we did also see Ahmed Best as a Jedi just wrecking people left and right, and it was phenomenal. And Mr. Best, welcome back to Star Wars. Some of us miss you. We all love you. Don't you ever change.
Gift basket is on its way.
He will bring in the wine.
Another shining star that we saw all season long, Bo-Katan. My God.
I love her and the actor that plays her. she was great.
Shout out to Katie Smirnoff with Gina Carano unfortunately getting fired from the show for things outside the show, but in Bo-Katan getting elevated to the co-lead next to Pedro Pascal. She was phenomenal this season. This character definitely grew, and you could easily call this season the Mandalorians plural. Yeah. Because we got to focus on his tribe, and not that that's not a bad thing at all, but we got to focus on 2 different groups of Mandalorians coming together. Bo's old group that she won back and reunited. We got more of the armorer. We got more. I think that might have been my favorite arc of the season.
It really expanded the lore of the Mandalorians, but it took an extra second for you to get that one. I mean, at the same time, like I said, I love Bo-Katan in this season. I think she's great, but I feel like this was what I was getting at before with where I was expecting Grogu to go this season, and it kind of coincides where I feel like we shifted focus completely to Bo-Katan and her development. And I feel like compared to the Grogu's development leading up to this, it's not as interesting. I thought it was great for her as a character. I was happy for her character by the end of it. Well, I feel like that's what kind of flatlined the
right. But you're not thinking of it 3-dimensionally, right? The show is called The Mandalorian. Grogu is not a Mandalorian. He is a youngling.
No,
since Bo-Katan is a Mandalorian.
Is not true, Spade, and you know it.
No, I do. No, well, no,
Yeah.
no. Up until the end of the episode, he of the season, he is not a Mandalorian.
But
He's still technically
he
not.
is now a Mandalorian.
Another thing.
Oh, because he's
Fine
got little
technicality.
ears and everything. Yeah, sure, okay.
He's gonna get a helmet.
another-
Watch next season.
To add to the Mandalorian culture, the fact that they took the show to Mandalore itself, we got to see the surface. But one of the best cunning moves ever seen by a villain, like an FU to the heroes. Moff Gideon had his secret base on Mandalore. Come on.
Yeah.
His suit of armor was epic, along with the commandos made out of the Beskar from the planet. And to lay out that trap to bring the Mandalorians to him, freaking unbelievable. Go ahead, Spade.
Okay, look, the problem I have with that, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you got these 2-3 guys that have been living on Mandalore since Mandalore, everyone left it, you didn't notice that the Empire has built a secret base on Mandalore? Come on now. Come on.
Right.
There is no way you didn't notice this was going on.
I don't want to
big
agree with Spade on this, but
It's the same way Bane was able to make a secret base in the sewers of Gotham without ever being caught. It's the same thing.
I'm not going to get into this debate while Spade is right, because every planet in Star Wars is literally essentially treated like a city.
Right.
So by that logic, yes, absolutely. But oh my gosh. Can we talk about the cameos, guys, from that one particular episode?
Go ahead,
Graham. That's all you. That's all you.
Oh god. We got Jack Black. We got Lizzo in an episode. What the heck?
That was great. I think he was great in it.
Coming off the Mario movie, that was exactly what I wanted to see. Okay,
it was literally what
more Jack Black is only great.
Right? It was the same week, right? When Mario and
it was the same day. It was literally the same day.
Yeah, you're right.
What are the chances?
We're the same night we saw the Mario movie and that Mandalorian episode, and we see Jack Black in it. And Star Wars, we always forget, has that weird side to it, and he's like the perfect guy to bring in, enjoying
weird
everybody.
Side.
Yeah,
that was a weird episode.
What was that other great cameo you wanted to talk about too?
Oh god, we got Lizzo too,
and
we got
Doc Brown in this movie, in this show. Like literally out of left field, I'm expecting Marty McFly to bust it. Like, oh god,
it's
Doc. Whoa, this is heavy. What?
It's always a treat to see Christopher Lloyd. A lot. Doing his thing. He's alive and well. It's always a treat.
He's awesome.
I was happy to see him as well. His character was a little, but you know what? Who cares? That episode was what it was. It was a one.
And the way that episode ended, she's like, "Well, you're gonna go to prison and do your sentence and whatever." He's like, "Oh, okay." While he has his shackles on, and he's walking off by himself to prison.
Yeah.
That is one thing. This episode was supposed to barely contribute to the story. This episode was a filler. This was pure full of cameos. Like,
well, it's later in the episode when Bo-Katan wins back her Mandalorian group in the battle with Axe Wolves.
Oh yes, excuse me. The plot when it decided to rear its head once again.
Plot. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. The only thing that I can say that this season was better than all the other seasons was its runtime. Almost all the episodes were like 35, 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
Because the previous seasons, it was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah, way too short last time. I agree.
Remove the credits, and those episodes were super short. At least with this season, nobody's talking about the fact that the episodes were almost double the length. I think the first 3 episodes were almost 50 minutes long. So,
yeah,
at least we got more out of it.
Absolutely, I agree.
So that's what we have to say about Mandalorian season 3. What do you guys think? comment, subscribe, like our page. For now, we're done. We're out. Roll credits.
Roll credits. We out.
No credits.